Well, it's Tuesday,
Yes,
and we're doing another caboose.
it's a bobber.
It's a bobber. This is an unusual caboose because people are going to be saying, I don't recognize that. In fact, you do. Clear back when Bachmann decided to go into large scale, and they came out with that first Christmas set, the Bachmann Big Hauler in green that ran on D batteries, and we've done a whole bunch about that locomotive because that really changed the whole nature of large scale railroading when they brought that out. But in its original variation, it was a Christmas set that sold at exclusively at Kmart's for $50.
Whew.
And then Kmart closed them out for $25. And I bought a whole bunch of them at $25 just because I thought they were really $25 for a whole set.
Yeah.
Locomotive, flat car, gondola car, and caboose.
Wow.
Now the caboose didn't look anything like this, but I just took one of the cabooses that I had and said, I'm going to turn that into a Colorado and Southern Caboose. And it looks fairly convincingly like a Colorado and Southern Caboose. So what I did, the cupola was in the middle, and I just cut through the cupola. I detached the cupola, moved the cupola to back here, kept this part of the roof back here, dropped the cupola in here, took the piece of roof that had been back here and moved it up to here, covered all that up with sandpaper that looks like roofing material, but it's just that cloth garnet paper that has a cloth backing to it.
Right.
You can notice that there's a little teeny seam in the roof walk where the roof walk used to be back here, and then it got moved up to here when I moved the cupola to back here. Cut out the windows and moved those up, sheeted over the whole thing with evergreen styrene plastic, including at the end sills, but kept the door just as it was. I just covered up the back windows and the back part of this, kept the end sills just like they were, fitted it with Kadee couplers, because back then I was running my whole railroad on Kadee couplers, and I put a chimney, which I thought I probably put more work into the chimney.
Yeah, you've even got the guy wires and everything.
Yeah, they got the guy wires, and people look at that and they go, oh, what is that, brass? I said, no, that's the Bachmann. I mean, look at the bottom of it.
Oh.
There is no detail to it. These pop up on eBay for $1.
Oh.
I mean, I literally, maybe not $1 because they'll, $1 with, and then you pay for the shipping. But I've seen these at train shows and stuff for like $5 because they came with that $25 train set back in the day. And nobody takes them seriously or anything. And I love this little guy.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the inspiration. This is going to be something of the inspiration for the logging caboose that we need so desperately.
There we go, right.
But this is the Colorado Southern just ran a little short prototype like this. And this came off as a fairly accurate, well, I shouldn't say accurate. A proximity. It holds the place nicely and looks really nice behind a CNS locomotive.
Yeah.
And back when we were doing the Garden Railroad and showing you guys the construction on that, some people noticed that, wow, what's that caboose? Where'd you get that? It's a Bachmann Big Hauler off the original Kmart set. I mean,
wow.
Yeah. And it took me a couple of days to put it together and paint it and do all of those things.
Hey, but that's what you do.
But that's what you do, and it just turned out so nice, and I've just always been really happy with this little caboose. And if you want to invest a few dollars and buy one of these off of eBay, at any given time, I think there's about 60 to 70,000 of these available on eBay. I mean, they're just everywhere.
You do it.
Except for the ones that got thrown away.
Right.
But with just a small amount of work, no, it's not a fancy model. I mean, the undercarriage and stuff and the brake shoes, but it runs really well.
Well, there you go.
And had I wanted to take it even farther, but I don't think I would have wanted to do an interior and marker lights and everything and then have it look like that. And if I was going to change the bottom, then I might as well build a whole new frame. And at that point, why am I starting with a Bachmann?
I was going to say, just start from scratch.
But I just, I took my Bachmann caboose and like 2 days later, I had this little guy, and I just love this
I
little
like
guy.
it.
It's
I like
a really neat little caboose.
Yeah,
Fun,
does the job.
fun, good little runner.
Yeah.
And I'm still a little bit fascinated by Kadee couplers. I get so tempted to go back to them because they just work so darn well. They don't look as nice as the others, and no, they don't manually release and all those kinds of things, but they
work.
in the smaller scales, and that's what everybody uses.
Right.
Not so much in the larger scales.
Right.
But that's what I was using back then. Was in the 90s when I was running these guys.
Right.
Running their wheels off. Well, there you have it.
There it is.
The Bachmann Big Hauler Caboose. Reworked slightly. Well, if you haven't been over to the channel, pop on over to the channel. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. And the way to do that is with the blue button. Are we ready for the blue button? Zoink! Right there, the blue button. Well, we're not sure how you found this video on the internet, and we hope you didn't find it boring. And we will see you here on Sunday, because we're still working on the railroad.
Oh, yes.
See you then.
I'll see you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.